Back. Road Rants for Black and White Sports. Let's quickly talk about, I'll give you some of my thoughts from yesterday's XFL games, and we'll talk a little bit about the two games today that start 45 minutes from now. A few things I noticed yesterday. One, both crowds in both stadiums were awesome, especially that DC crowd. They were fired up. They were nuts. They put that game into a soccer stadium, and it felt packed. They were loud. The Houston crowd was very good. A couple of takeaways. I saw an interview where former NFL defensive back Raheem Moore made a statement that he played in the Alliance of American Football, and he said that league felt slow. And if somebody that watched probably 25 of those games, okay, a lot, I watched a bunch of AAF games. He's right. Their games did feel slow in the AAF, but he said this felt much more akin to the NFL in game speed. Immediately, that helps this product a lot. It was a vastly superior television product to the AAF. Okay? Much more entertaining. Games had better pace. We saw that wild kickoff, right? That was nuts. There is the option for 1 point, 2 point, 3 point play. If you're down by 9, you have a chance to tie after a touchdown. That is fantastic. It immediately keeps you engaged in the game. Stars from yesterday, Cardell Jones was strong. P.J. Walker was the runaway star out of Houston, from the Houston Roughnecks. That's my adopted team, but he was a runaway star. He popped on TV. He really did. The overnight ratings are not in. I kept checking before I made this video. That's why it's so late. I want to know, but the ratings are going to be good first week. It's week 3, 4, 5 that's really got to be monitored. In other words, the XFL doesn't want to put itself in a situation where the games get moved from ABC and Fox to FS1 and ESPN2 or ESPNU. That was the AEF's problem. Started out with great ratings, had a huge first week on CBS. And then when they went to CBS Sports Network, the ratings took a dive. And it contributed to killing that league, but they also didn't have enough money just to sustain, period. So the speed of the game, much better. The quarterbacks across the board. My pick for MVP of the league, Brandon Silvers, looked good yesterday, even though they lost the game. And he was probably the top 1 and 2 best looking quarterbacks out of the AEF. Garrett Gilbert is with the Panthers now. He would kill it in this league. I wish he was playing, because him and Landry Jones would probably be the two that would take this league and run with it. But P.J. Walker may take this league and run with it, okay? Dual threat, little Michael Vick action out there, shake and bake, Lamar Jackson in a different league. That's just what this league needs. It needs speed. Today's games, Bob Stoops is the big name. It's the biggest name of the day. Former Oklahoma Sooner legendary football coach. Coaches the Dallas Renegades. But one of the problems Dallas has today is Landry Jones is not starting at quarterback. He is hurt, and Philip Nelson is going to be the starter. He is out of East Carolina. And, that's rough, because that Dallas game is against St. Louis, and it is down in that really strategic 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern time slot that creeps over in the prime time. Nelson had 2,600 yards and 16 TDs at East Carolina. Now, Dallas has NFL running backs. Cameron Artis-Payne and Lance Dunbar are both the running backs for Dallas. So their running game should be beastly. Okay, both guys literally started games in the NFL. For St. Louis, they've got Jordan Tanamalu. You always get his name wrong. Out of Ole Miss, he was the starting quarterback at Ole Miss. I watched him play. He was a good little dual threat quarterback in college. And in the other game, it's the Tampa Bay Vipers and the Guardians in New York. That is coached by Kevin Gilbride. Yes, that Kevin Gilbride, the offensive coordinator from the New York Giants, 04-13. And Mark Trestman, the former three-time Grey Cup winning coach and former coach of the Bears. He kind of crashed and burned in the NFL as a coach. So he's trying to sort of work his way back. He even fell on his butt as an offensive coordinator for the Ravens. The quarterback for Tampa Bay is Erin Murray. In case you're wondering, you're like, he sounds familiar. That is the former star quarterback at Georgia. Somebody that was thought to have had NFL potential. At one time was considered a high NFL prospect. And he sort of crashed and burned. Couldn't make it in the NFL, so now he's in the XFL. He played in the AEF. He had some success, but he still threw the ball to the other team too much. The other quarterback, Matt McGloin, yes, out of Penn State, that quarterback. And he played for the Oakland Raiders and actually played some games. Okay, so he's the Guardians quarterback. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. You know, as far as coaching pedigree goes, I'm not so sure about Kevin Gilbride. You know, we will see how that goes, right? It was cool to see guys like Norm Chow last night from USC. Winston Justice was very cool to see. But Bob Stoops, that's a big name. It's kind of weird. There's big names that's going to lead this. We got one big coach, Bob Stoops. We got Cardell Jones, a national championship winner. Landry Jones. P.J. Walker looks like a breakout XFL star. You know, and what's cool about this league is it's not gimmicky. Okay, it's not he hate me league. It's football, but they take you into the locker room at halftime. You hear the adjustments. During game interviews, you hear the play calls from the coaches. They went with a lot of innovative, interactive things in the age of social media, and Twitter was nuts over the XFL yesterday. Absolutely crazy. The response was good. Even folks that I saw yesterday that wasn't real high on this watched both games and came away last night going, wow, I was really entertained. Well, I can tell you, I was really entertained. So Vince, for now, has put together, if this all holds, if everything holds like it went yesterday, and that's how the team's quarterbacks play and all of that, this league's got a chance. It's got a chance. It does. Nobody cares who the stars are as long as it's personalities, and we don't need Ric Flair walking out on the field going, woo, you know, and I love wrestling, but keep them separate. Keep the high quality interview sidelines, play calls, 3-point plays, wild kickoffs, you know, all of that sort of thing, speed. I can't stress the success of this game and this league is going to be built on speed. Does it feel like it is as fast or nearly as fast as the NFL on field? By the way, these guys are hitting like crazy. They are. They're putting some licks up there. It looked a little rougher than the NFL on some of those hits. There were some nice smackdowns laid yesterday during games. There really was. So, I'm going Dallas, even without their quarterback. And, you know what? I'm rolling with the Guardians out of New York. Kevin Gilbride and Matt McGloin. Let's do it. And the Dallas Renegades. Even though that Battlehawks logo that's pretty serious. That's cool. All these teams got great logos, but that old there for the Roughnecks, that's what sold me. I thought that was great. Peace them out. Till next time.